Independent hoe, I'm all about my business. I consistently continue to bring energy and on that keep it poppin' like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a rap laxative, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made, not a title, cause it's my identity. And wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in a symphony. That keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency. And ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.
YouTube world, what is good? Back at you once again, trying to spit some more flavor in your ear. It's the one man force, the eyes and flavor of DFW Sports. Just a super fan from the DFW land. You see the decor in the background. Y'all know how we rocking around these parts. So go ahead and step into the DFW Sports booth for one time. Hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new catching this viewership right here. You see this channel, you see everything in the background. We're all about sports around here, but at the same time, we just representing our section where we from. So it's a lot of Cowboys, a lot of Mavericks, a lot of Stars, a lot of Rangers, all that type of flavor coming up in here. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe one time. For all my people that's already in the mix with your boy, salute one time if y'all can stop by one time and just feel what the flavor he's kicking in as. Got a little lineup cast. It's been a minute since we did a whole, we've been in football season. And it's been a minute since we kind of did a whole DFW sports rundown. So, yeah, now this time we're going to actually do some things coming up in here. And like I said, if you haven't already, if you're on X, formerly known as Twitter, follow me there at Drewski Selfmade. We kick a lot of DFW sports, kick it all sports flavor at the same time, all time. So, got the slate going down for the list today. You know what I'm saying? I see we got some things lined up around here. You know what I'm saying? I got a slate that goes down now. Probably what he'll talk about the most will, of course, be about the Cowboys. So there's no getting away from that. That's football season. So that's really what's going to happen. But we're going to jump up in here and we're going to really start with the Texas Rangers as they're getting ready. Basically, they have been officially eliminated from postseason play. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully they can at least finish above 500. I'm going to go over my thoughts about the season, what went down this year, what they need to take away going forward that can be positive, and then what's the negative that they basically got to get rid of. So talk about that going up in here. Of course, we got the Cowboys rap sheet, man. Hey, it didn't look good Sunday afternoon against the Chicago Bears over there in Soldier Field, but it's still early in the season. Are you gonna get down or you gonna lay down? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna get down or you gonna lay down? It's gonna be this early and you gonna lay down like that? Y'all came to it can't go out like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might be a bad team, but y'all gonna have to figure it out if it's all about culture and all this type of stuff. If y'all got any type of, any give a damn that's worth about y'all, then y'all should come out here and ready to play week in, week out. It's any given Sunday how it goes in. So talk about the Bears game, a lot about the Bears game, and then we'll look forward to basically Micah Parsons coming back to AT&T Stadium. And if you're a DFW sports fan, it's just one of those moments where, damn, bro, you saw that Luka had to come back to Dallas, and he did what he did. Now you see Micah Parsons actually about to do the same exact thing. I mean, it's almost like living in the Twilight Zone, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. So a lot of things to go over what we can look for the Cowboys going forward. I'll touch into that for a good most of this show, but tomorrow we'll do a strictly live on the matchup going between Green Bay Packers, as I'm gonna go ahead and get my all 22 watch going on about the Green Bay Packers and see what I can, get up out of all that. Looked at Pro Football Focus numbers. That's what we'll be talking about here. As well, I got some basketball news. Let's divvy up into the Dallas, man. It's been a minute since I talked some Dallas Mavericks basketball. You know what I'm saying? With it being baseball season and being football season, I know that it's gearing up to get ready for the Dallas Mavericks to take their chance and get up into the throne echelon. So It's a lot of things. I saw some things that were good. ESPN, I believe, had a ranking. I believe it was a top 100 ranking about all the players that's in there. And I just want to go over that list about some of the Mavericks that are in there. And we see some good things coming out of the camp with Kyrie Irving. So that's something that works right there. So got a little bit of that. Damn sure got to talk about the Dallas Stars as hockey season is upon us. As the Stars, even though they're going through a lot of coaching change and all that type of stuff, they're still a team that has went to the Western Conference 3 straight times, and they are off to a hot start. As basically the goalie play is doing real good as the start as goes off, but they've been finding ways to win, even though they're close, gritty wins, finding a way to stay unbeaten in the postseason. So that is a lot what I got up in here. Let me check in the chat real quick before we jump into everything up in here. What is really good? Let's turn on some music one time. Let's get some music playing up, and let me get some vibes up in here. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a little bounce up in here. Get a little bounce up in here. Get a little bounce. Get a little bounce. Oh, what we got? What we got? My boy Danny in the house. What's good, yo? What's good? What's good? What is good? Hey, man, my man Danny, he's continuing doing school and everything like that. He yeah, he got some big things heading for him. So, big salute to the guy should always stopping by on the channel for sure. He said gotta get a song up in here. He said John Gruden get him. Hey, Danny been, it's the third game of the season. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say right now. That's all I can say. It's the third week of the season. Schottenheimer, you do got some, you do got some answering to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Lil CJ, what's up, man? Salute. Him and Danny up in this bid. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. He said put on some DMX, bro. I can't put in none of them folk. I have to put in my own licensed music up in here because I can't have no copyright issues. None. 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 Oh, what up, big bro? What up, big bro? What is the deal? Even though it looked brutal Sunday, I'm going to pull a you. They going to fuck around win Sunday. They going to fuck around win Sunday night. Mm-hmm. I don't fully believe that, but I'm like, you know what? If the Packers don't come ready to play, they're gonna win. But what's good with you? Appreciate you tuning in for sure, bro. Got a little lineup, man. Got a little lineup for sure. But I just want to check in with the chat, see how y'all feeling, man, on this hump day. On this hump day. How everybody living, how everybody feeling. So Texas Rangers on that early vacay. We're gonna get ready to talk about it here coming up soon. But just giving my thoughts on everything that happened in the DFW going on. I mean, Sunday, that was brutal. Sunday, that was brutal. That was brutal. And it was only brutal to the fact that you're like, damn, bro, the defense can't be that bad. And you're like, they are that bad. They are that bad. And what's even crazier is like, a lot of people like that. You got to put up, you were supposed to, we did expect a shootout. So, I do agree with a lot of that. I can echo some of that, frustration how you only put up 14 points. But I'm like, bro, even if they put up 30, I don't even think it's enough. I mean, they had to put up 40 in overtime every second, needed a 64-yard field goal to get to over. I'm like, dog, 30 points might not even be enough. But it's some things that football is one of those type of sports. You know what I'm saying? It's any given Sunday, any given day you get out there, and if you got at least a decent amount of talent, then he said, nah, they ain't winning nothing. They getting skunked. They getting skunked. Getting skunked. Hey, John Gruden. these players can't handle no John Gruden, and I don't think Jerry can handle John Gruden, and I don't think John Gruden can handle Jerry or Steven. Either or, however you want to slice it. Either or, however you want to slice it. But we gonna get on the Cowboys. We gonna really talk about them here in a second. Like I said, it's been a minute since I did a whole DFW spin up in here, man, and it's about time we kind of get back to that. But you still, like I said, tomorrow we gonna be breaking down some PFF numbers and all the extra type stuff, and probably bring up some film clips of what we're about to go up against. And I'm pretty sure everybody done seen everything that's going on. So with that being said, let me go ahead and transition to the diamond one time, bro. Let's transition to the freaking diamond. I ain't talked about the Texas Rangers in a minute because y'all know why. Y'all know exactly why, because I ain't gonna lie, I lost the faith, but my brother, he ended up talking me back into the ledge, was like, bro, they're gonna go on a run. They're gonna go on a run. And to my brother's credit, they went on a run. Rangers went on a run. They just were banged up. And I just think the young guns, the little rascals, as they call them, I think, yes, it was good. But when they got to that Houston series, I don't think they understood the leverage, the high leverage intensity of that game, the young guys, and that's a whole different type of game, especially when you got a lot on the line. When you got a lot on the line, man, that's a whole different type of game. But they're winning right now. They're up 4-1 or 4-2 against the Minnesota Twins right now, but they're on something where they have lost about 8 straight. Rangers done lost 8 straight games. So they're trying to snap that right now and to basically stay over 500. To me personally, if the Rangers can finish over 500, if they can finish over 500, I think they got some positive things that they can take with them going into the 2026 season. Of course, they're going to have to get another bat or two, but you're going to have to really figure out what you're going to do with Tyler Mahle. This season is a big disappointment just for the simple fact you had basically one of the best pitching staffs in the MLB. Literally from the bullpen to your starting rotation, you had one of the best pitching staffs in the MLB. On top of that, Jacob deGrom, since he's been here, has he ever been fully healthy? No. You finally get a full season, 30 starts up out of him, over 170 plus innings pitched up out of him, and under a sub 3 ERA. And you mean to tell me y'all ain't in postseason play when you got a bullpen that's basically giving up a whole pitching staff is basically giving up a sub 4, it's a low 3, 3 ERA, something like that. I know it's sub 4, but it's probably like 3.3 or something like that. You have a great pitching staff this year, and y'all couldn't do nothing because y'all was asleep at the wheel for the first 2 months of the season. So the Rangers really, they're really in this type of, and you look at it going to 2026. Okay, if y'all can finish over 500, you look at it and you're like, bro, had your bats did what they were supposed to do coming into the season with the expectation that was on them, had y'all at least a half a month, I think this playoff stretch will be totally different. Now, with that being said, if your pitching wasn't as good as enough, Tyler Mahle was he was a sin for you. And that is a big question mark. What do they want to do? And are you going to bring Bochy back is another question, because a lot of people get on Bochy head and it's probably more due to the lineup, but y'all know Bochy is more of he want to play defensive type of small ball type game with good pitching. And ain't nothing wrong with that with good defense. In 2025, the Rangers had good pitching and good defense for the most part. They really did. They really did. But they let all that opportunity go to waste just for the. And I can make an argument for Tyler Mahle that before he got injured, he was really your best pitcher. You can put the numbers up. Why? He was probably your best pitcher when he went down. But you end up losing Evaldi after a while, but Evaldi pitched his ass off. And Jacob deGrom, for him to come out and give you what you got, that was solid. Now, Jonah Heim, he finally threw somebody out from the plate today. He finally threw somebody out from the plate, right? That's something he ain't been able to do all season. Now he finally been able to do it. So I'm like, hey, he was a big disappointment. Do you let him go? Do you let Adolis go? And if you let them go, what do you add them with? Because y'all let go of Nathaniel Lowe. You brought in Jock Peterson, who that was a waste. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was a waste. Roddy Tellez was he got going in him and Jake Berger got going in the second part of the season, but Jock Peterson, I mean, he hit a home run the other night, but I don't know about that, bro. I don't really know about that, but they got positive things going for them if you can bring Tyler Malley back. But the best thing that you had happen to you was Jack Leiter wasn't bad. He went up more than he went down. So that's a positive side going forward. And then you had Jacob Latch. Jacob Latch was, to be honest, he's like low key your MVP. He's like your, honorable to mention for sure, like unsung hero. That man really showed that he can be in the starting rotation. And if I was whoever running, if it's Bochy or whoever else, I would consider putting Kumar Rocker in the bullpen. Get him in the rotation. You know what I'm saying? That's me personally. That's what I would do. I would really try to do that and see where we can go with that, because I think this is going to be a team going forward. They're going to be basically, especially if they bring Tyler Malley back, this will be a ball club that's going to be more about pitching. The slugging is nice, but they tried it for the last 2 years and it really hasn't worked. And that's the blame is on your star players. Your star players ain't really come around to show up. I think if the Rangers were on the high streak that they were on, and you at least had Seager, healthy Garcia, or in a mix of Simeon, if you at least had that trio or at least two of the three, then maybe you could have did something. Now you got to figure out what you're going to do with Evan Carter, because a guy like Michael Hellman, he's been doing something that's he's showing you, and he can play in the outfield too. That's something that Evan Carter played, but Evan Carter, since he's been here, bro, he ain't been able to stay healthy. And that is a problem, and that is a major concern, and you're going to have to figure out and navigate what do you really want to do with that situation. Because Evan Carter they tried to DH him, but are you really going to waste that type of spot on a DH spot on Evan Carter like that? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't, but just each his own how it goes up in there. But the main reason and the bad part about this, if the pitching wasn't good, the way if you're gonna say the pitching was overrated, I'm overhyping it. I don't know about that, because if the pitching was bad, then this would be a team that would be about 10 games under 500. It would have been over for them about a month after the All-Star break, like, just to be honest with you. Maybe a couple of weeks after the All-Star break. But you saw they actually kept kicking in. They just had to score runs because their pitching staff was that good. Now, Robert Garcia guy, I know for a fact he cost about 4 games himself. Fact. But for the most part, the offensive lineup was the biggest dud. And you just got to figure out, what do you do with Heim? What do you do with Garcia? What is really the future going forward with Evan Carter too as well? And are you looking to offload these, and what do you do with Sebastian Walcott, who's getting ready to come up? You know what I'm saying? Alejandro Osuna, he did good. He did good for me coming out this year. Wyatt Langford, I think, took a step forward. So you got a young nucleus right there. A lot of people were up and down on Josh Young, MLB young boy, but I think he had struggles, but I think he had a good season. For the most games that I went to, he had great games. So I can't wait to make a montage of the Texas Rangers season of 2025, as I got to visit a lot of the stuff like that, and I was able to get up in there. So I'm going to have me a great montage coming in for the Texas Rangers 2025 season. It sucks. Hopefully they can finish over. If they can finish over 500, we're just going to look back at this season and say, bro, y'all got off to the slowest start. And that is basically the reason why you're out of postseason contention. A lot of people were saying, well, remember what we did in 2023? Well, we came out the All-Star break and we were slow, but we got hot at the right time and we won the whole thing. Well, y'all glossed over the fact before the All-Star break was they got off to the hottest start that was in the league at that time. So you get off to a hot start, you got a chance to make it. And with the pitching staff that you had this year, had y'all got off to a halfway decent start, this could at least go down. This playoff race could at least go down to the last game of the season. But you done got bumped out before that. So it is what it is, as we will have to move on. It is what it is. But probably have a little bit more Texas Ranger talk going in there. Like every Wednesday, we're going to just kick all DFW sports going up in there for sure. We're going to really do that. So I hate it for the Rangers, but hopefully tonight they'll win and they continue to what? They'll be but 2 games over 500. Hopefully they continue to win. But I think what's going positive forward, this team is going to be this ball club is going to be a ball club of we're going to pitch good, play good defense, and it's just we got to find a way to manufacture runs. That's bottom line. Regardless if it's slugging, regardless if it's a small ball, getting on base, stealing, or whatever. I think they have a lot of athleticism that's coming up, but the bats got to be able to, put some type of fear in some of these pitchers. And if they can't, then they're going to continue to be in the same spot that they're in. Who would ever thought that the Texas Rangers would be a ball club where they're hitting and struggling, but their pitching is great? That's rare to have that. That's real rare to have that. Airtime rare. Now, I done got the Texas Rangers off my chest as they are playing right now. As they are playing, talk about these Dallas Cowboys, bro. What's up? What's up, y'all? What do we do? How do you actually feel? How do you actually feel? Can the defense actually be fixed? Now they still are missing play. What I'm saying is about this game going forward is like, bro, any given Sunday, and getting DeRon Bland back, boy, yeesh. Hopefully that helps the secondary more than anything. Hopefully it helps, and it's more about the corners and the safety communication. That's really what it's gonna boil. That's really what all this is boiled down to. The corners and the safeties ain't communicating, and while they have poor communication, your defensive ends can't get home. So, in pass coverage, the front end goes with the back end, bro. That's been rule one of all fundamental good defenses. So there's no getting around that. You are going to have to find a way to manufacture pressure, but you got to have your communication right. And that's why you say, why not go to man? But are you not that confident in your corners to play man like that? I don't know, bro. Now, watching that game Sunday, we were live streaming it. We did that. Oh, when they had the turnover on their first possession, it was like, damn, bro, that was the last thing that you could have happen. Mind us that the Cowboys defense did get a stop. And it shows that, damn, y'all can do it. Rangers with the second 80-win season since 2016. So, but before I continue, Rangers second 80-win season since 2016, and one of them they'd had 90 wins where they won the World Series. So that shows you they've been going forward. But talking about the Cowboys, now let me put them on the screen. Let's really get into the nitty-gritty. You know what I'm saying? Let's really get to the gridiron. You come out and you can't get one sack. One sack. You give up a flea flicker pass for a touchdown. On third and long, you come up, you trying to jam, you slip and fall. I mean, bro, defense don't get no worse. But the offense ain't gonna be let off the hook. Dak in this offense ain't gonna be let off the hook, bro. We expected to have a shootout. We expected to have a shootout in this game. We knew the defense is in trouble. But for the simple fact that I did a short on this, matter of fact. I got a clip on this, but you had now I want to apologize to Javonte Williams. What did Shaq say? Take off his glasses. I want to apologize to Javonte Williams. I was not familiar with your game. I was not familiar with your game. Because I was saying before the season started, how do y'all sit here and say Javonte Williams with no run is guaranteed a spot, let alone a starting spot? He ain't did nothing. I see why. I see why. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I stand correct. No shot, not bringing Lincoln Riley. Oh, hell no. Nah. Don't bring in no Lincoln Riley. Hell no. Nah. My wife got beef with Lincoln Riley. She ain't, hey, nah. And you know what? I basically with her being a fan, I done seen him for him. I don't want it. I don't want it. Big bro say Mozzie was there on the play. I mean, he was. Had he been playing with some type of fire and some type of nastiness, he would have been tried to slam that dude. And who know what the play? He could have forced them a turnover right there. Or he could have basically had to play dead to rights. But, you know, your boy, you know, it's all good. Oh, you trying to throw it back? Oh, it's all good. Do your thing. You know, that's kind of how he played about it. So Cowboys defense just basically got issues from front to back, bro. You can't rush the passer, and you're having communications on the back end. And the Bears game was just everything what you've been seeing. And to be honest, this tells you Jalen Hurts, bro, for what Philadelphia does, he's a great quarterback, bro. He's a great quarterback, period, because he's a Super Bowl champ, a two-time NFC champion. He's a great quarterback, but for the simple fact that he couldn't throw for damn near 300 yards against this defense, that tells you everything. Because you knew he was a one-read guy go. Now, we did have Deron Bland up in there. You know what I'm saying? But the way all these quarterbacks are throwing, had he not been scared to throw the ball against us, this defense would be giving up over 300 yards passing a game. I think they're giving up 288. 288. Good Lord. X Factor was good. Williams gave us over 7 yards a whop. And you had the nerve to put CeeDee Lamb in the backfield. Not like on no trick play. You didn't like go empty. You didn't go like empty, move him in motion, bring him in the backfield, or, you know, bring a motion. You didn't do nothing but line him up like a real running back, bro. And I got a short on this as well. Bruh, the play looked to me, this is two things. One, and I actually hope that it's the first one. CeeDee Lamb actually ran the wrong way and kind of disrupted the timing and had to get back with it while Dak had to wait for him to hand the ball off, basically off tackle, right? That's actually, and when I'm saying that, you're like, how do you hope that's that? Because if that was not the case, then the play was actually with CeeDee Lamb in the backfield running a counter off tackle zone play, bro. So you tell me which one would you rather accept? Which one would you rather accept? And to X Factor point, Javonte, I know he fumbled, but bro, he was eating. He was eating. And you took the ball out of his hands. Not only did you take the ball out of his hands, you got into the second half and didn't feed him at all. And you threw the ball all of everywhere, but everything that was dialed for the most part. Now, I don't want to say Dak was scared. I think there were about 3 throws guaranteed. 3 throws he left out there on the field that he didn't pull the trigger where he checked down. But for the most part, a lot of them plays looked like, especially after CeeDee Lamb was basically out, it looked a lot Mike McCarthy-ish. I'm just saying. Schottenheimer reminds me of Mike McCarthy because Schottenheimer don't know. And to your point, it's just basically how I'm saying it. Like, bro, once CeeDee Lamb went out, and I can't fault CeeDee Lamb. You got to look at it. You ran him out the backfield like he was a running back. He ain't used to stiff arming no linebackers. He's more on contact with DBs. Yeah, he'll go across the middle and all that, but this is more against receiver versus DB when he'll stiff arm and do. You got him coming out the backfield and going against a linebacker. He trying to stiff arm. It's just a bad situation. That was a bad situation to be put in. He said, tell me who you want for the Dallas Cowboys head coach. Man, give Schottenheimer a little bit more time, man. It's the third game of the season. For the most part, the offense took care of the football besides the fumble, the opening drive, which crushed them because it took points off and they gave up a touchdown after that. Dak's first interception, Dak, bro, he's got to be the most ill-lucked quarterback because I haven't seen so many interceptions he gets docked for because they pop off the hands of his receivers. Now, I want to say something about George Pickens. Do y'all think he's that special? For who I want as head coach, I got to ride with Schottenheimer right now. I really got to ride with him, but right now it's about to test all that stuff that he was talking about, character and stuff like that, and it's a different culture. I can understand that it's a different culture, but they're not that good, bro. They're not good, especially defensive. And I think their secondary is going to be straight once they get DaRon Bland back. And then you can probably get, Carson back. You can get some more pieces in the secondary. I think that's going to help them more than anything. But not being able to having somebody where you can generate pass rush with, but word been out, Jadeveon Clowney about to come up in here. So, let me share the screen real quick. Injury report. Give me the injury report real quick. Know what I'm saying? What we got here? All right. So if you look on the Green Bay Packers side, what I noticed off the rip, I see a lot of guys who's in the tub, shouter. A lot of guys who's in the tub. A lot of guys is limited out there. They got some offensive linemen who basically did not. And this is a prime game where you can bring in Jadeveon Clowney. It sucks because you bring him in, but he's your best pass rusher, but he's basically a grown man, bro. And I think they need something like that coming off the edge. I don't see how Pro Football Focus graded out our man Dante Fowler out at an 80 in his pass rushing. I don't see how. He does a lot of diving inside and taking himself out to play. But DaRon Bland basically was out there, you know what I'm saying? He was in limited, but, word came out. Basically, Jerry and Steven, I think, confirmed that they expect DaRon to, I think with him, I think Schottenheimer was saying it's a high chance that they're looking forward to getting DaRon Bland out there, which you're going to need it. And basically, I think they confirmed already that Jadeveon Clowney is going to play. You're going to need it. But you're looking at the, offensive line right now, they got a couple tackles that's banged up. Every team can be beaten. Any team can be beaten. If your ass comes out ready to play, then any team can be beaten. They really can. It's up to what you come out here. And if you prepared right and you're ready to come out there and do something. I didn't know Jordan Love had a bruised thumb, but we're going to go to Pro Football Focus numbers just to look on the outside. Tomorrow, we're going to do strictly Cowboys, and we're going to really dig deep into the Pro Football Focus numbers and really see the matchups that's going in there. But I looked at this list, and I'm like, dang, a lot of dudes are limited. A lot of dudes are banged up in the third week of the season. Offensively, you can say that the Packers laid a dub, but good and damn well that Browns defense is better than the Cowboys defense right now. But you giving me DaRon Bland an extra corner in the secondary, you giving me Jadeveon Clowney, I don't care at what age he is at right now. It's better than what you got right now because Sam Williams, to me, got to move, bro. To me, he got to move to special teams because to me, he looks like a 3-4 defensive end, bro. To me, he looks like all he does is hike engage with the offensive lineman or tight end because he gets handled by tight ends. Engage and don't go nowhere. Is he really fully recovered from his ACL injury? I don't know, but all he does is it is nothing about him that's about pass rushing. And that is an indictment on Jerry Jones for saying that y'all believe in the depth of your defensive end room, and you're basically saying, okay, Marshawn Kneeland, I think is tight, but you were basically going into this season saying, okay, if we get rid of Micah Parsons, we can depend on Sam Williams coming off a ACL injury. We can depend on Dante Fowler coming back. He had 10 sacks last year for the Commanders, so it should be good. That's what you was banking on. Our guy Marshawn Kneeland. Now I give you Marshawn Kneeland. I think Marshawn Kneeland. I think the ceiling, the levels keep going of confidence keeps going up for him week in, week out. Get a little bit more consistent, but I don't see Marshawn Kneeland as like that type of pass rusher. He's more. I think he can rush the passer, but I think his is more power than try to get to speed, but it's not his speed. It's not like he has speed, but he'll play that power and hopefully can get upfield. It's just his second year trying to figure that out. And then, okay, yeah, and we're going to bank on a rookie that we're going to draft out, and we're going to be good. We can get rid of Micah Parsons. I understand Jerry on the money part, but on the logic part, if that's what you were really banking on, then you were sadly misguided. You basically punked on the season. That was that, like, bro, come on, dog. And the problem being with the Cowboys is you don't have a good contingency plan. You paid Dak all this money. Why? Because you didn't have a good backup contingency plan. You spent the fourth round. I told y'all, they spent the fourth round pick on Trey Lance just to act like they was going to have leverage against Dak to try to, whatever. You know what I'm saying about the money. And they lost. Not only did you lost a fourth round pick and time. And it was fucked up from the jump because when you got your ass whooped against Green Bay in 2023, bruh, you run Mike McCarthy back and you don't commit to him going forward. So it was like Mike McCarthy really did a half-ass job, bro. Yeah, you're not going to get no development about a Trey Lance because you got a coach that don't even know he's going to be here. That's the type of stuff that we're talking about as Cowboy fans. That's the shit that we're really tired of. Like, come on, Jerry. You can't be this slow, my guy. You can't be this slow. But yet again, here we are with you being this low. Can't take it anymore, man. Can't take it anymore, man. But we got some Pro Football Focus numbers up in here. Let's diddle up in here. In the words of Big Pun up in diddle then a fiddle. But looking at the summary of the team metrics as you got over here, like I said, I looked at some more numbers going up in here, and we're gonna dig a deep dive up in here going in there. But they got a lot of the betting lines that's up in here and all that type of stuff. But tomorrow we'll go look at the grades of everybody and where's the matchups. I got him. Yeah, he getting toast. But looking at it, Pro Football Focus overall ranking has the Packers as top 4. So they got them at number 4. The Cowboys at 22, bottom of the damn league. You basically bottom 10 of the league. You the top bottom 10 of the league. Congratulations, Jerry. Now, you can take Pro Football Focus numbers with a grain of salt or whatever, however they grade. But this is just going off what, my source we just having as, just going off some things. Strength of schedule, they got the Packers as the hardest, a little bit harder schedule. Ours is not too bad following them behind them. But the Cowboys, you're averaging 75 snaps a game. That's because your defense is basically giving you the ball back so many damn times. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like it's been a struggle for them to actually put up touchdowns. And I think that's something that they're going to have to figure out. Y'all gotta, because if you don't score touchdowns, the other team is going to score touchdowns against you. And we all know when the pressure gets up on Dak to be that type of guy to put up touchdowns like that consistently, for any quarterback, but Dak damn show. That can be a little that can be a little so you got to kind of be careful with that. What they got? Quarterback comparison, since everybody, trash on Dak, they call him, Dak Trash Scott or whatever you want to, you're entitled to however you want to feel. You're entitled to however you want to feel. But, I think, to be honest with you, Dak has been playing good this year. I really think, and that interception that was at basically at the end of the game before he got taken out, that interception, bro, I want to pull up the play, but y'all can follow me tomorrow. We'll deep dive into it. Let me have the clips ready for you. But that play right there was dead to rights anyway. The play call itself was dead to rights. It was a 4th down play. You can't throw it away. There was really nothing he could do. He just tried to force it in and it got picked, bro. The play call just really didn't do nothing. It was covered up. It was covered up, bro. That's not me making an apology for Dak, but 2 interceptions, which really he got 1 interception. It count for whatever. I am disappointed that they did not take advantage of that secondary. Like, come on, bro. But their offensive lineman didn't really do all that great. Dak still had time to, he stared some things down, but at the same time, bro, he left some plays out there for sure. But PFF quarterback ranking, just head up comparisons between the quarterbacks. You see it right there. You see it right there. I don't shoot me. I'm just the messenger. Like I say, I'm not going to let Dak off the hook because I did expect a shootout against the Chicago Bears because our defense is struggling. And I've said time and time again, I said before the season started, especially when we got in the preseason and we were looking at the depth of this team, and I was like, bro, this defense, they got problems. And I'm like, fair or unfair, bro? Unfortunately, the play is set up. This is all on. And I've told my brothers this time and time, this shit is going to be all on Dak Prescott's shoulders, bro. Fair or unfair. And what's even more, this is how I know it's unfair, because that win against the Giants Sunday previously, a lot of people sat here and said Dak haters were, bro, Dak let Russell Wilson outplay him. And I'm like, bro, what? So you're saying because he threw for 450 yards because our secondary and defense is that bad, he got outplayed. Let him mind you, they put up 40 points. Oh, he needed Brandon Aubrey. He had to get to the 50 for Brandon Aubrey to get a 64-yard field goal to help them. I'm like, bro, do y'all hear what y'all saying? That it was like 23 seconds left on the clock. It was 23 seconds left on the clock, bro. And Dak got them to where they needed to be. What is the problem? And this is the problem. People mad at Dak saying, oh, against this defense, he could only put up 1 touchdown. Answer me that. How come he could only put up 1 touchdown? Bro, he put up more touchdowns. They put up 40 points, bro. And they needed every minute plus overtime. And every minute in overtime. To be honest with you, it's all on Dak's shoulders. I told y'all they're going to have to put up 30 plus a game. And to be honest with you, that's just to have a chance. Now, maybe some defensive personnel getting back at it might make a difference. But, bro, look, I think even if they score 30 against the Bears, I think the Bears toned it down when they started running the football against us. 30 ain't going to be enough. As you see, they had to put up 40 against the Giants just to win. You can say Dak gets paid a lot of money. I get it, bro. Trust me, I get it. They should have put up more than 14 points. I get it. I'm not letting that off the hook, but damn, bro, you're talking about putting up 30 plus points a game. That's hard for anybody. It's hard for any team. And then motherfuckers got the nerve to say, well, how come Daniel Jones is outplaying Dak Prescott? Bro, let's stop the cap. Because last time I checked, in the words of Nipsey Hussle, last time I checked, Dak Prescott is undefeated against goddamn Daniel Jones. You see how a better situation does it. Now let me get back to what I was talking about. Let me check out the chat one time. He said, I know the stats don't really reflect it, but off the eye test, Dak has been playing real solid this year. People love to hate. Man, I'm like I said, I get it. I expected them to put up 30 points against the Chicago Bears defense. I really did. And for them to only put up 14, that is a disappointment. But it's a lot of things that was a disappointment in there. You know, you get a fumble on your opening drive that cost you at least 7 points, and then you give up a touchdown on that hurts. You give up, you're driving, you're getting into close in the scoring territory, you drop a third down conversion off your hands for an interception. That type of stuff. You hold the ball a little bit too long, and you don't really take the chance downfield, and all that type of stuff. You miss your block. All that type of stuff goes into it. But for the people to just flat out blame Dak, bro, y'all got to get a hold of yourselves, man. Real talk. Bruh. And I said this before this season. Let me get my Nick Saban on. I said this before the beginning of the season. For the Cowboys to win, they're going to have to make sure that they have weapons around Dak, and they're going to have to produce at a higher level week in and week out just to stand a chance. And like you say, even if they put up 30, it might not be enough. So Dak is really he's in a lose situation. And this is my thing I've been saying I'm like, bro, the player set up. Jerry lost that negotiating deal. He was pissed as mug that they laid an egg against Green Bay in that playoff game. And now you done really took him to the cleaners for the money. Okay, this is all gonna fall on your shoulders. And that's exactly what it looks like. I want to say Eberflus is not that good of a defensive coordinator, but at the same time, damn, Jerry, I mean, if this is a guy who's going to predicate on running a defense that is rushing 4 and playing some zone, he came here with the idea of that he was going to have one of the premier pass rushers in the league to do that. No, you took that away from him in limbo, and you tried to make it look like there was nothing in preseason that sat here and told you that we got stuff to replace Michael Parsons. I told you, Sam Williams, to me, he can play special teams. Give me James Houston. Put James Houston in there. Roll with Jadeveon Clowney. Sam Williams, I'm hoping, speaking positive, he's just not fully healthy yet. DeRon Bland, bruh, we need it. I think having that extra corner is going to be something good. The receivers that they got right now, I mean, you're gonna have to look at it and see what you got. But passer rating, you look at it, the PFF grade, it gives the edge to Dak Prescott at a 90.2. So he's playing really efficient. He's really playing efficient. It's just it don't look that way because his defense is so bad. When one side of the football is that bad, it can kind of put a damper on everything else. But, people say, look at the passer rating. This is when clean. So having a clean pocket, yeah, Jordan Love is going to eat. And that's where you're hoping Jadeveon Clowney makes a difference this Sunday night. Dak Prescott at a 96 one is good. But under pressure, look at under pressure. Eberflus, look at under pressure. The problem is with even if we blitz, our linebackers aren't good enough. And I think that's just the biggest key killer of the Cowboys right now. Bro, their linebackers are not good. Your Damone Clark, bro, he can't do nothing for me. Sanborn, bro, that experience is about done. Murray, you're going to have to give me Murray and Leofow and run this nickel. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Until you can get Overshown coming back. But he's coming off another injury. Come on, Cletus. But under pressure, Dak, no. He ain't too shabby. better than Jordan Love, as just from Pro Football Focus numbers. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. Big time throws. Look at the big time throws. Turnover worthy plays. You know, Dak is really, he was check down Charlie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sunday against the Bears, he was check down Charlie. But I think your game plan revolves a lot around CD Lamb. And if you and if you're gonna tell me no otherwise, then why has he had the most targets the first two games along with the production of the yards? So we know the playbook offensive scheme runs through CD Lamb. Once he got hurt, I think Brian Schottenheimer got in the scramble mode. But power rating rank. You got Dak Prescott at top 5. Top 5. Man, if it get bad here going, so what you say now? If the Jets and Panthers do us like that, then we're some. If the Jets and Panthers do us the same way and we take a L, I will start looking to the draft. We'll start doing some things for the draft. For real. Schottenheimer on the sideline clapping like this. You know, I don't want to say they have the same type of flavor. Oh, God, Lord, please don't tell me they got the same type of flavor. I don't believe that. I don't believe they got the same type of flavor. I don't know about that. The only way you getting rid of Schottenheimer, if, like he say, if the Jets and Panthers roll you and you only get 3 wins, but then at the same time, bro, a bad season ain't gonna hurt them because that's a high draft pick. If I'm looking at it, you get 2 first-round draft picks coming out. The first high one I'm getting a premier, the best pass rusher coming out. That's what I'm doing. And then after that, I'm getting a linebacker. I'm gonna need it. We've been thin at linebacker for a minute now, unfortunately, and I think that is really the problem with their defense. You're trying to run zone with your defense, but your linebackers just really are not helping you out, along with your pass rush. That don't help you out, and then you got communicate. You got bad things going across all 3 levels of the defense, so that's never a good thing. But their linebackers, bro, I saw a couple times you tried to blitz. I saw Eberflus tried to blitz. Problem is, linebacker's just not good enough. He don't have the right personnel he's blitzing with. To have Sanborn in there and Damone Clark in there, Damone Clark should not be playing linebacker. He's a special teams guy. I'm sorry to tell you. Him is a special teams guy. But Murray and Maurice Leofau, they need to be the ones handling business. That's my belief. That is my belief. So, you know, a lot of y'all be betting out here. That's one thing about, you know, Pro Football Focus. They give you a lot about the betting odds going up in here. So for all the people that's betting, you see it's a 6.5 point spread. 6.5. I think the Cowboys are what, 1-2 against the spread. Packers 2-1. They would have been 3-0 had they beat the Browns, but you know that is what that is. Looking at it, I think a lot of. For some reason, I think they say this game is going to be close because the over-under, they got the over-under at it, 49, 46. Heck, what? 47.5 is the over-under. So they got this being a close game, actually. A low-scoring game. They got this where, or unless the Packers put up 30 and we put up 17 type shit. Unless they got it like that. Before it to be under 50, under 40, basically. Yeah, under 48 points. Saying with no CD Lamb is probably not a shot for the Cowboys. Bro, look at the team metrics. Their defense ranked 3rd. Ours is 31st. Last. Damn near next to last. And you played against a defense that only gave up 14 points, and that's probably who's lower than you. Offensively, the Cowboys are in the middle of the pack, though. So we're going to try to see what goes on. Of course, we got lineups. I want to dig into this going tomorrow. Uh, it's basically giving you formation looks of what you got going up in here. But looking at everything, bro, just looking at how they'll be in the nickel, most likely. No, not base. Give me nickel. I don't even want to look at the defense. I mean, I guess we can look at the defensive side, but you're gonna have to find a way to get Turpin involved way much more. And I hate to tell y'all, but if the Cowboys are gonna win this game, I give y'all one of my bold statements. If the Cowboys are gonna win this game, it's gonna rely on this guy right here. Yeah, I gotta clear my throat when I say it. It's gonna really rely on this guy. And I say this because you know what? There were actually a couple plays that I saw where, yeah, Dak did check down too much. Turpin was open on a good few of these. He really was. So I'm gonna be real with you. If the Cowboys have a chance of pulling this off, this guy right here needs to have one of those games, bro. He needs to have one of those Miles Austin introduction games. You know what I'm talking about? If you're a Cowboy fan, he's gonna have to have one of those games. We talked about in the beginning about Hoffman and TJ Bass. We felt, they are quality backups. They are quality backups, and I feel comfortable with both of them in there. They showed me in the preseason that I'm comfortable in there. Now you got the Rashad Gary up in there. They don't have no Kenny Clark, so that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And looking at their nickel, they basically, as you see, they're more pass rush oriented. So, like I said, Javonte Williams, I apologize to you. I wasn't familiar with your game, my guy. I wasn't familiar with your game, but I'm cool with Hoffman. I'm cool with Bass. Now you look at the grade numbers right there, and I think this has a lot to do with probably their passing. And this looked like it's a pass situation. Guyton does have to do way better, bro. He does. Still, we know he's not a pass blocker like that. His time could be coming up, bro. I literally saw him sit around and not block nobody, and that type of stuff can't happen. But throughout all that you got going on, look how they rate Dak Prescott. Basically the second best quarterback. Pro Football Focus got him basically ranked as the second best quarterback out of 36 in the NFL. And the eye test tells you, bro, okay, outside of the Chicago game, I mean, he still played efficient. Then a lot of people, but he put up empty calories. It didn't matter when it mattered. If it didn't matter when it mattered the most, then why do y'all keep saying then the interception in the end zone, don't bring it up if that's what you're going to say. Because he got all them empty calories. Had he got the touchdown, you would have said it's empty calories. But since he threw an interception, you credit him for it. That's what I don't understand, bro. Y'all got to really get a hold of yourself. Now, when I say that, I'm not letting them off the hook. No, against that Bears defense, you were supposed to put up 30. And for y'all to put up 14, nah, hell with that. And it does start with you, Dak. But at the same time, he's out there throwing that thing. But you're going to have to, Shotty, you're going to have to be in your bag this week, bro. Turpin got to get loose. I mean, you got the run game that can help a lot of this offense out. You know what I'm saying? You got a run game. You got to get there, but Turpin got to be a lot involved, and I just think you're going to have one of those type of games from Jalen Tolbert to really have something going on. So, now they do have the matchups. You come in there, you get they got a lot of things up in there, but you get the premium stats, you get the grades and everything. You get to see how it really looks, what does against what. And that's more of what we'll be looking in tomorrow when I do the live tomorrow, following over the Cowboys. Because, I mean, looking at it, bro, what the Cowboys got to do is they just got to come out ready to play. If they can come out ready to play, then everything is going to be all good. But if they don't come out ready to play, it'll be another ass kicking going up in there. This will not be a game I ain't trying to go to. Now I've seen the ticket prices have came down, but I don't mind actually sitting in the nosebleed. I actually get a better recording up there. But nah, not this game. I don't want to be in the midst of the drama. That's what I don't want to be. And that's kind of what is hard to do about a lot of the Mavericks games. You know what I'm saying? Because people feel the way they feel. Wrong, right, or indifferent. They feel the way they want to feel, and that's how I'm gonna keep it. But the tickets have gotten cheaper though. Like the standing room only, you can get up in there. I'm just giving y'all, but I'm looking at it's about $60, 63 bucks just to get up in there. That's a little bit better than what they had in the beginning because I think it was like over $100 just to get in the standing room only. But now, if you got affordable seats if you're trying to sit in the 400s. They giving out the 400 levels, for less than 150 for sure. Now everything else is gonna cost you. You get outside of that, it's gonna cost you. But you know what? Looking at these prices, I'm like, you know what? It wouldn't be a bad idea. But I doubt it. I'm gonna go. I doubt it. I'm gonna go, but I'm learning how to be a little bit more responsible when getting these tickets because I'm like, bro, just stay in this. If you stay in this limit, you're good. But I'm looking at it, bro. They not expensive. They really at a good price now. Now, a lot of that be in the nosebleeds or something like that, but it's really not a bad seat in the house. It really ain't. But can the Cowboys fix this? Can Matty Berflus fix what he got going on? A Deron Bland coming back, Jadeveon Clowney being in the mix. That helps. What do you say? It don't hurt, but it damn sure help. What you talking about? Shit. See what's the deal. See how that go. But yeah, if you're looking to go to the game, man, like you said, it's going to be more affordable in the 400 levels. I'm just letting you know that right now. But you can always wait to the game. You can wait till the game get here. But I learned I got to be diligent. I done had a lot of fun, but now it's like, bro, if you go, you just got to be real diligent, The Giants game was actually real cheap, and I kind of, spoiled myself for my birthday going in there, so that's how that was. But looking in there, you can get in that game. You can get in that game, yo. So we'll see. I know it'd be great content to bring for y'all. It's just the last time I went up in there against the Green Bay Packers. Exactly. I don't want to see that shit again. But for some strange reason, I don't know why. I don't even have the expectation. The expectation was 7 wins for the Cowboys this year. I don't know why. For some reason, I feel they got a shot to win this game. I would say that. Now, you would say with no CD Lamb, how in the hell? I told you, bold prediction for me. Tolbert is going to do some things, bro. Tolbert is going to do some things. So you hope so. And it's going to depend on Schottenheimer, how deep his bag is. And you're going to have to, Turpin is going to have to be an X factor. But Tolbert, I saw he could get open if they can get that type of report and it's going to be straight. But yeah, I'm looking at these tickets. They ain't actually too bad. And I don't mind sitting in the nosebleed. I'm just not sitting in the nosebleed for over $150. That's been my problem. And that's why I was like, well, for and you get, but I'm like, nah. But I mean, under $150, bro, I'll take that. That's doable. You know what I'm saying? That's way more doable than the 300s and stuff like that. Hell no. Nah. So looking at it, don't be surprised if you catch your boy up at AT&T Stadium Sunday night in the midst of the madness. Good Lord. Why you want to subject yourself to that much pain? But, I like to bring y'all the DFW flavor, coming straight through, give y'all the point of view of DFW sports flavor. So tomorrow we're going to go live about the Dallas Cowboys in the matchup. Try to pull up some film as well. I'll pull up my NFL Plus and we'll go to the film room, just look at some stuff about Jordan Love, what he got going on, and what this offense presents, and probably what this defense is going to present now that they have Micah Parsons in the mix. So, with that being said, for the one time, let me talk about some Dallas Mavericks. I ain't been on my Dallas Mavericks shit here in a minute. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, tomorrow we will be on talking about, you know what I'm saying, strictly Packers and Cowboys matchup. And like I said, I'm looking at these tickets. Probably by the time Sunday come around, this might drop about 10, 15 more dollars. So looking at that, I'll talk to the queen, see what's the deal. I still don't think I'm going to go. I don't think I'm going to go. I don't really think I'm going to go. But the Dallas Mavericks, yo, as they get ready to kick off some preseason action, when they kick off the 6th, about around the same time the Dallas Stars basically kick off their season opener, as we getting ready to come toward a little bit of the end of the show running here. But talk about the Dallas Mavericks, bro. Y'all, if you follow me and you've been on this channel, you know how I feel about the Dallas Mavericks. The trade, I told you, I don't like the trade. But you know what? You gave me Anthony Davis. I understand he stayed hurt, and that's the problem. But if he's ever healthy, if he can stay healthy, that is going to be something that can happen. You know what I'm saying? You add D'Lo to the mix up in here, and you bring Dennis Smith Jr. back up in here. I mean, I love the vibes right there. I just think this Maverick team is going to be a big team. It's going to be a team that covers the floor. And can they score enough points? Can they move at a pace where they feel that their so-called window, or 3-year, whatever window that they call, will they move at a good enough pace that doesn't basically hurt the growth of Cooper Flag? You know what I'm saying? Because at the same time, he still does got to get used to not the NBA game, the NBA season, because it's a lot of it'd be more the traveling that gets you as a professional athlete. And this is something that made me respect baseball players. It's the traveling, being away from home. And, you know, that takes a toll, man. Not to be in your own bed at all times. You got to be out on the road. That takes a toll. But I honestly think the Mavericks, just depending on what we get from Anthony Davis, being healthy or not, they'll be serviceable, bro. You know what? I got this feeling about the Mavs, bro. You know, not to say that I'm not saying their title contenders are Western Conference title contenders. Even though with the move that you did make, Luke, see, I can't even, you know, that show y'all I still got love for Luka. You know, I'm not gonna trash him, but for Nico, for you to say you got this timetable, bro, nah, hey, you put yourself under this gun. Now, I'm not gonna go to the top of my lungs to be yelling fire Nico every chance I get. I'm not gonna do that. But what I will hold you to is, bro, you said that you think this gives you a better chance to win now and be better defensively. So now is the time, and I'm holding you to that. So whatever it is, hey, I'm not gonna yell fire Nico. To me, look, it is your decision. I want to yell fire Jerry so much, but I be so much into the game. I'm not here to do that. I don't care about that. But fuck them. They ain't even playing. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it didn't matter about the guys who's out there on the court, on the field, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, bro, I saw something. Oh, well, before I do get to it, ESPN came out with a list, I believe, about, I think it was, what was it, a top 100 list? Let me see. Yeah, NBA top 100 list. So we had a look at basically ESPN. One of the guys that we don't like basically had a big say in this, but basically had players going down from basically 100 to number 1, and you got a few Mavericks on there. I just read this article today, but I forgot how many was on there. 1, 2. three, four. Only 4 Mavericks out of 100. Now we all know Kyrie Irving healthy, he's on here. So that's at least 5. Damn, no Klay Thompson, you forget you got Klay Thompson on this team. Like, there's kind of moments I go about this and I'm like, damn, bro, we do got Klay Thompson still. You kind of almost forget about him. He kind of just laying and singing in the background. But yeah, you still got him on deck. So it's like, oh, okay. But only 4 Mavericks came on there, and we hope Cooper Flag is gonna mold into that next one where, okay, Kyrie is in there, you have him, and then you got Cooper Flag in there. That kind of makes it a little bit different. But they had PJ Washington coming in at 95. Now, ever since PJ has been here, bro, I'm not gonna say for when he, earlier in his career, but since he's been here, bro, nah, he's made a major contribution to the Dallas Mavericks. There's no getting away from that. None. He said, I do agree with Nico. Defense win championship. That's the only thing that I can agree with, because that is the oldest cliche. Defense wins championships. And to my man Danny, who was up in there, Trayvon Diggs, because he stands there and does it, bruh. And you see how bad this Cowboy defense is. You ain't never gonna win nothing like that. But that's the only thing I can back him up on is, bro, yeah, we know defense wins championships, but the way you went about trying to acquire this defense ain't cool, bro. And it still ain't cool. I'm not going to be on people top about. At first, it bothered me because I still saw players out there giving a damn, out there playing their hearts out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody being injured, riddled, all the noise with Luka leaving, and you got all the you come home. It was better for the Mavericks to play on the road than it was to play at home. They played at home and it wasn't no home for them because everybody is that miserable. And I get it. I'm not here to tell you Luka being traded like that on some slime shit, some snake shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, bro. I respected more. People still wouldn't have liked you, but I would have respected more if you was like, look, I'm gonna talk to Luka. He's not gonna like it, but we're going in a different direction. Be a man about it. You know what I'm saying? And then you hide in the tunnel, all that type of stuff. You just kind of make the situation worse. You know what I'm saying? When you could just sit down there and face the noise, because it's gonna suck when the Mavericks start winning. Now you want to start sitting down. Nah, you should have stood up when it was hot. It make you respect it. And I think that's what got Jerry some props early in his career owning the Dallas Cowboys. He took a beating. He took a beating for all the stuff he was doing. And then when they finally broke through, he started rubbing it in a lot of folks' face. And, we all have that human tendency. We really do. But PJ Washington coming in at 95, the names they got, you got basically PJ Washington at 95, Derek Lively at 73. Derek Lively for me would be higher if he wasn't injury prone. I honestly believe that. They already got Cooper Flag in there. Cooper Flag is just a rookie, and they got him at 52 now. This is the problem I have with Cooper Flag. Not only are you the number 1 overall pick, but you're coming to a most hostile. I don't even want to say hostile. You're coming to one of the most toxic situations in the NBA. Because, and I'm not gonna lie, the fans that I call them miserable, I don't even want to call them miserable no more. I'm gonna use a different word. The ones that are just still upset, even though they're upset and they want to trash the Mavericks, they know placing that type of expectation on Cooper Flag is not fair. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't have that type of expectation when Luka got here. We drafted Trae Young and then we traded, and it was like, Luka Doncic, who is this? Like, y'all win it. For me, I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, here, y'all go get another foreign guy. What is up with y'all getting these foreign guys? But he did say they normally hit when they get the foreign guys. They normally hit. This time he stays in the States. He domestic. Sitting at 52, that says a lot. That really says a lot. And then they got Anthony Davis at 14, which if he could stay healthy, he would be top 10 easily. Derek Lively, I think if he could stay healthy, he'd be top 50. Easy. That's just how I feel. Now, the question is, how are you going to be playing PJ and Cooper Flag? How does that work? Like I said, yet again, I forgot Klay Thompson actually still plays with the team. Would you be comfortable having him come off the bench? But then you need scoring somehow, bro. And I don't know how Cooper Flag is going to be that type of scorer like that. See, that's where you're starting to be like, well, if we had Luka, we could do it, which is understood. But Cooper Flag gives you all around game, and the dude loved to play basketball. He wanted them Duke guys that love to play basketball. Yeah, I've always been skeptical about dudes who come out of Duke, but he's one of those guys that actually loves to play basketball. And I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything about it, but it is what it is. But how do we have something to say that, why in the world do you think you're going to have a rookie replace a legendary type of talent, bro? It just really don't happen like that. Oh, we got a super chat in the building. Super chat. Patty the Pirate, appreciate your donation, man, one time. And if you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe one time. But all the way Temple University, Japan. Should the Cowboys use their international exception slot on Joe? Now, you know what? I haven't dug deep into that type of stuff. You know what? You just put me on game too, because I've looked across stuff like that and I'm like, bro, but they really gonna go after, where they got Turpin and everybody. They really love that XFL type stuff. But hey, exception pick, why don't they? I think the problem is you don't need developmental projects. I mean, if you want to exercise it, go ahead, but you don't need developmental projects right now. You need some talent. You need some for sure talent, but I'm not mad at it. The problem with the Cowboys they need more than trying to exercise, that exemption slot. I would say that's kind of where I'm getting at, but I think they should. But appreciate the super chat one time, man. Big shout out to you right there, man. And like I said, tomorrow I went over the Cowboys earlier, so if you want to go in early into the playback, you can definitely go over how we felt about going up in here. But I will say this to you: tomorrow around the same time, 9:00, man, Central Standard Time in the U.S. for sure. I will be going live and we'll be going over this Packers matchup, because I got a feeling for some reason, and to me, I had this game as a loss coming in the season. In a season prediction, but I got a feeling the Cowboys got something up their sleeve. Maybe for this 1 week, they got something up their sleeve. Appreciate the super chat for you one time, man. And anytime, come back around and join us up in here, man, for sure. But I think the Cowboys need to exercise every right that they have. And a lot of people, me and my brothers included, have sit here and say, you know what? We see this as a down season. I don't want to say tank, but you need to get the highest pick that you can get, because the Packers look like they're going to do something, and to have a back-end pick would be real gravy. That would be real nice. I would enjoy that. Big time. What else we got? Oh, yeah, got to talk about the Dallas Stars coming soon. But I'm looking at the Dallas Mavericks, bro, and I also wanted to share something, because this really got me ready. Like, bro, you need to get ready to talk about the Dallas Mavericks. And my guy here, Kyrie, we call him Kai, is out here balling. Y'all know he came up off of, he had that weird ass injury against the Sacramento Kings, but my guy out here from downtown Dallas. Pivot from downtown Dallas. Do it again. This is not AI, matter of fact. It's not AI, matter of fact. Boy in there trying to get it in like Mamba mentality. What? I just want to watch it. I just want to watch it. I'm like, bro, if Kyrie can somehow come back at least after the All-Star break.
Damn.
Good Lord have mercy. You know what I'm saying? If he can at least come back. And if he come back earlier, oh Lord, if he can come back before the All-Star break, cooking with high grade. The question you asked with the Mavericks, do they do a lot of them low, man? I just want to look at this and I'm like, bro, you're looking at this and are you having the tune of the Ghetto Boys? Is your mind playing tricks on you? Is your mind playing tricks on you? Because it looks like he might. Now, he ain't doing no running. He's shooting, but everybody who plays basketball knows when it's about shooting, it's all in your legs. It's really all in your legs. If your legs ain't there, you ain't hitting them. He hitting them, boys. He hitting them, boys. Bip, bip. Bip, bip. Bip, bip. What I think for the Dallas Mavericks this year is just about weathering the storm, but they will be big enough to do it. And long as they can kind of stick to the script, I think, like I said, bro, I still think you want to take it safe with Kyrie. You don't want to rush him back. So that's why I said at least after the All-Star break. But, you know, if you get him to come sooner, then that don't hurt neither. That don't hurt neither. Cowboys, I'm telling y'all right here, right now, they got a chance. They got a chance. And you know what, Dak, bro? You know what? They're going to take away Jake Ferguson. So, Tolbert, Pickens, y'all got to win. But Turpin, I think he's about to get unleashed, bro. I think Turpin's about to get unleashed, and Tolbert is going to have to be somebody that really makes a difference. Defense, like I said, I think we all found out DeRon Bland is really that good. Now, how good is he with a limited pass rush? And other guys that can't communicate is something that you want to ask yourself, as well as Trayvon Diggs. He didn't even practice today. So, and I think to much chagrin of everybody, I think we all can probably sit here and say, this is his last year. This is his last ride here. I think we can all say that. I think we can all say that. What time is it? Oh, man, it's almost about 10:30. It's almost 10:30. Let me go ahead and shift to the Dallas Stars, which I don't have too much. It's preseason hockey. It ain't too much to really look into, get into, fold there. But, you know, it's the fall seasons are coming back. The winter seasons are coming back around. So the thing about the Dallas Stars, it's been heartbreak messing with these guys because, damn, bro, you know, 3 straight years, y'all been knocking on the door and y'all always get out physicaled. And that's mostly been the problem here going into the Final Four, trying to win that Stanley Cup pennant. They just run out of gas and they get out hidden. They don't get physical enough. It just seemed like they play with speed during the regular season, but once it get out, now their matchups during the postseason has been one thing. The Western Conference has been something tough for teams to really come out of and get unscathed. They run up against a team like Florida for back-to-back years, as you saw with Edmonton. Edmonton was good enough to win the whole thing, at least this year. But, you know, you kind of run through that Western Conference gauntlet and, you know, you got to get through some wars, but it's good to see Miko up in here. I heard Jamie Benn, he's actually going to be out. He's hurt, but the Stars are in this thing at 2-0 in postseason. Everything has been in an extra play for the Dallas Stars as well. The first preseason game they had against the St. Louis Blues, it ended in regulation, and then they couldn't even get no points in the overtime, so they had to settle in the shootout. That the Dallas Stars ended up getting that victory. Hard-fought victory, but you like to see defensively why, and you know, you want to see them, you know, get some more things cleaned up offensively, but you know, them basically trying to keep the net clean is something that you look forward to. And Coach G is how does he come into this situation knowing this is a team that's been primed and ready to try to take that next leap to get to the Stanley Cup Finals? And then yesterday, They had their preseason game, the preseason game number 2 against, of course, heated rival Minnesota Wild, because y'all took our team and yeah, we took y'all team and we made it better and we started winning championships around these parts. So I don't know what to tell you, but they had a hard fought battle against the Minnesota Wild as well that basically ended in regulation, tied 2-2 game, and then went into overtime, and then Tyler Seguin had to be the one to send it off with the basically the overtime win goal, giving the Stars a 3-2 win. I think he ended the game with a goal and an assist as well. I think Jason Robertson ended the game against the Wild with a goal and assist as well too. So you had some positive things going out there. Like I said, I heard Jamie Benn, he's hurt. That sucks. Looking forward to seeing him try to, get back in. But he's, an older veteran. He's been in the league for a good minute. Let him try to get some rest. Let him try to heal and do some things that way. But the Stars will be in action tomorrow, again in preseason action against the same team, again against the Minnesota Wild. Let's see if the Stars can make it twice in a row against them and try to, keep things up afloat for sure. Now let's just go ahead and just talk all DFW. What we got on the plate. I got about, another 5 minutes I can spare up in here. What we can go over. It most likely just gonna be over the Cowboys, because that's what we're really waiting for. Also in other news in the DFW college football, you had TCU and SMU square off for the final game of the Iron Skillet. Basically, the victory trophy between Dallas-Fort Worth universities, and it just TCU is, I ain't gonna lie, TCU offensively, they look like a good old machine right now. No cap. That Josh Hoover dude, he seems to be on mix, and that McAllister dude, bruh, I think he scored another touchdown against SMU, and Kevin Jennings is out there playing banged up. I just think this is a SMU team who is clearly in rebuilding. I think last year was their best year, while they caught lightning in the bottle and kind of caught people off guard, off notice. But they are kind of more in a rebuilding year. But Josh Hoover is over there, bro. Josh Hoover doing his thing. I look for him and TCU to really make a lot of noise in the Big 12. But you're going to have to go through Texas Tech, because Texas Tech is just that good. But TCU ended up winning that game. What was it? 38-24, I believe. 38-24, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I believe they won 38-24 up in there. Good game. You got some more high school football that's going down as well up in here. My man Two Guns, what it is, man. Big shout out for you for jumping up in here, man. If y'all haven't, check out my boy channel, R Bleeping City. Same thing I represent for everything in Dallas-Fort Worth, all the teams. My guy does the same thing for Boston Sports Network, Boston Sports. So check it out for if you like any of the Boston teams, the Celtics, the Red Sox, who are going to be in postseason play and all that type of stuff. Yeah, you want to check him out. The Penguins, all that type of stuff. If you're a Patriot fan, he reps over there, so he does the same thing that I'm doing for sure. Rangers did have a good run, but bro, all things must come to an end. And like I said, I think they need to just be focused on being a team that they're going to pitch good, they're going to play good defense, and this is just about trying to manufacture runs however they are. As you say, hockey season is here. You got it right, man. Hockey season came quick, especially, for me, because I'm like, bro, the last 4 years, it's like hockey leaves and then it comes right back, just because we've been in, the World Series. I mean, you get all the sports mixed up. We've been in the Western Conference Finals for the last 3 years. So it's like, damn, bro, they didn't end until June or something like that. And now you look up, it's already October and they're already kicking it off on the ice. So for sure. Oh, yeah. I meant to tell everybody, you know what I'm saying? I did post about it, but I want to appreciate everybody for who's been supporting the channel for sure, bro. We finally hit 3,000 subscribers. So big ups to that, man. We trying to go for 300. We're trying to go for 3,500, before the end of the year. We trying to hit 1 million views at least before the end of the year. We're trying to hit at least 3,500 subs by the end of this year. So we're going to try to go hard. And me probably going to this Cowboy game to see the Packers and the Cowboys, I think that can get me closer to my goal that we're trying to get. So we're trying to get to 1 million views. And then we're trying to go ahead and get to 3,500 subscribers. So I've been having me a YouTube channel all the way since 2013. Only I thought I was going to use it for music. Only I never put my music on it at that time. So I've always had this channel. I just never tried to do anything with it. But I finally, as I got older and everything that went down, we done basically turned this into a sports channel. And it's basically me sharing my DFW sports experience more than anything. I love talking sports, but I love talking my team sports more than anything. I can talk it. You want to talk about the Stars? We'll talk about the Stars. You want to talk about the Rangers? We'll talk about the. You want to talk about the Cowboys? We can talk Dallas Wings, FC Dallas, TCU. We'll talk about all of that, bro. And that's one thing I'm proud of. And one thing I like to bring y'all insight into is more of how the fandom is. You know, my fandom is when we actually go to the game. So I just like to bring that unique perspective about this channel. So I want to thank everybody for rocking with your boy. We didn't hit 3K subscribers and we're seem like we're going on the up and up even much more. So I'm y'all put me in a limbo where I'm like, you know, okay, maybe we should check out this game Sunday night. You know, maybe you should just be in the building because this is one of the hype games ever. So I know y'all want to see what goes down and, you know, basically in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, especially that's going down in the ag that they call Arlington. So see how that go. But I'm here to tell y'all right now, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Cowboys might have something up their sleeve. For real. For real. They might have something up their sleeve. I ain't putting no money on it. The only money I put on it is me going to the game. That's it. But I done told y'all. Now I done figured it out, bro. Look, get your content. You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's enough, you know, not an outrageous ticket where you can, you know, pay that boy back. My boy, Mr. Cowboy, put me on the Affirm app as well. So, you know, you kind of pay as you go. So, for sure. He said, for real, any of you fans in other cities and want intel, man, big shout out to you, Two Guns. Big shout out. Appreciate that, my guy. Appreciate that. And like I said, if y'all looking at Boston Sports, man, he does the same thing, man. His videos are fire. His edits to his videos all fire when it comes down to sports, man. Do MMA, boxing, all that type of stuff, man. Y'all tune in with my guy. I know he big on Boston College as well. So if you're big on college football, man, tune in with him for sure. Cowboys, it's not over yet, y'all. I know it looks now. My expectation wasn't that high, but I promise you, bro, this game will be something that, you know, all I know is if Dak does go out there and put up 30 points, it ain't going to be enough. So the running game is going to have to be tough. And like I said, Schottenheimer is going to have a bag for that boy Turpin and Tolbert, bro. When your number is called, bro, you got to be there. You got to make the play. You got to make the play. Again, I want to give a big super chat shout out. A big super chat to my guy Patty the Pirate. I want to give you the super shout out because you gave us the super chat for show. The $4.99 super chat, man. I want to appreciate you for tuning in the chat. And like I said, you doing stuff like that, I might end up in the Cowboys game and get you some exclusive stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? As we start to grow the channel and do some things like that, you know, try to get a members only type thing. And when we go to these games, y'all will only get certain, you know, stuff how it goes. And I'm trying to get close to rub elbows. That's something that my man Two Guns does do. And I mean, bruh, he does it the best. But I want to give you a big super shout out, Patty Pirate, for real. Appreciate that, man, for sure. Yeah, he a real one for that. He a real one. Hey, bro, yeah, we gonna collab soon. You know, I've been looking to try to collab with some folk. Only I get busy and I kind of get in my zone. I kind of get that Michael Jordan, Kobe, Tupac, DMX. I don't mind to mess with a lot of people, but like I can get like headstrong and I'm like, you know what? I need to do this. 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 And I'm going to do it. I'm going to push myself to do it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be one of those type of things. So, but we for sure got to link up. Oh man, my guy TGK, what's good? Big super salute. Appreciate you for, you know, staying up a little bit late and surfing. And bro, what did you think about that shit that happened this morning, bro? I woke up this morning and Dallas Morning News had like kept alerting me and I'm like, it's a it's a shooting at the Dallas Ice controls. I was like, what? And I'm like, oh no, this shit is for real. Like they got it all blocked off. So I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on to start this day? So I need a lot of more positivity from my people in the DFW, man. I really do. I really do. The Cowboys are bad, but hey, but the Mavericks, though, bro, I understand how you feel about Mavericks, but of course, it depends on health, but they might just be all right. In the words of Jay-Z, they might be all right. They might not be real, but they might be all right. You know what I'm saying? He said, bro, Dallas and snipers go hand in hand, bro. Like, that was, and I feel bad for a lot of people that, make their way through there because they blocked that bitch all the way off. Like, if you was in there, you were stuck in there. And if you was outside of there, you couldn't make no move nowhere. They had it all, but it's about being careful up in here for sure. He said, go hold it down, fam, for sure, bro. For sure. And as well, I look forward to collabing with you sometime. Make sure y'all check out my man TGK as well. You know what I'm saying? He does a lot of sooner or later, bro, we're going to get you to I don't want to say get your Mav fandom back, but I know you hoop, so you're a competitor. You know what I'm saying? I think you growing up a Dallas Maverick fan and with the competitor in you, I'm not saying it's going to be the same, but I think once the season get back around, you hear the squeaking of the squeak, 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 squeak. You know what I'm saying? I think the competitor in you will be like, okay, you might not be hollering at the TV like you used to when you watch the Mavs, but you'll be intrigued is what I'm thinking. I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. Come back. It's not even come back to this side, but you from the city, so let it just be for the city. That's kind of my thing to you, and probably a lot of. I'm not here to tell people to feel any type of way. Feel the way you feel. You know what I'm saying? I've been to a lot of Maverick games. I would still rather have Luka out there. It was a different vibe out there. A way different vibe. So for sure. That's what, and like I said, we can collab for sure. How strange is it going to be seeing Michael Parsons on the other side? Luka's was worse. Seeing him in yellow and purple was worse. But Micah's it's only as bad because they can't generate no pass rush. That's what makes it more strange about the situation. Like, Jerry, you overestimated your hand, bro. You played a hand that same way you did with Dak. You did that same shit with Trey Lance and you found out the hard way. Now you're like, oh, we got good defensive ends. No, you don't. No, the hell you don't. But it will be weird. I'm thinking about going to that game. Like I said, I don't like sitting in the 400 section, but I know if I can get the end zone, view of the 400 section, it's all good because that's basically like having the all 22. That's basically where they do the all 22 at. So those prices are getting a little bit more affordable. And for me to have the content, that's where it's booming. So it's all good. He said, I'm going to cover both Luka and the Mavs. He said, yeah, be intrigued for sure. And like I said, man, Luka's my guy. I think I don't know. I ain't got nothing ever to say bad about Luka. So I'm like, damn, the only regret I have, I wish I would have bought me a jersey. And the times I had trying to go get a jersey, being at the Maverick games and going to the store and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? The hanger. Them Dirk jerseys kept popping up and they kept calling me, man. So, my guy, salute. Strictly for the city. In the word, for the city. It's a little late at night, man. That's why my voice is a little groggy. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, going over everything that we did, we talked about the Texas Rangers. Unfortunately, it sucked that, their season is over in the second straight year but if they finish over 500, like I said, I think they got good things going for them. They just need to realize that, them days of slugging, you might not be there. So us trying to look for another bat to hit all these home runs, you might just need to play to the strength of your team. And that's, you got to manufacture runs, but you got a great pitcher staff. What do you do with Tyler Malley? What do you do with Jacob Latz? Me personally, I put Kumar Rocker in the bullpen. But I think your pitching staff is really locked and loaded with, especially with Jack. I think Jake Leiter took more steps forward than he took back. So you look at the Rangers, they're just going to probably have to change their approach. What are they going to do with Bruce Bochy coming forward? They don't want to spend that much money in the offseason, so you get what you spend, going that forward. Cowboys, like I said, we'll have a strict live going tomorrow with the deep inside matchups from Pro Football Focus and the NFL Pro. From the matchups going on from the Cowboys and the Packers for Sunday night. So y'all tune in tomorrow around the same time, around 9 o'clock. Dallas Mavericks, we went over what ESPN ranked the top 100, and you saw that there was about 4 Mavericks in there. You got Cooper Flagg in there at number 52. I mean, as a rookie, he ain't even, really got out there and did his thing, but you get to see it coming out October 6th. And, come Halloween weekend, we really get to see what's going down with that Texas State Affair against the San Antonio Spurs. The Dallas Stars right now holding on firm that they are undefeated in postseason play, needing all overtime and extra time, ice time to go ahead and get this type of victory. And like I said, right now, TCU is the university in the DFW as they won the final Iron Skillet match over SMU. Texas Tech, though, I mean, they're not in the DFW, but Lubbock ain't that far from the DFW from Fort Worth. And I mean, yeah, Texas Tech is for real. McGuire over there, he got them guys ready, and I grew up playing against McGuire when he was a coach at Cedar Hill. So that's big to see what he got that Texas Tech program going in that direction for sure. What he got? How excited is the Mavs Nation for, bruh? You know how excited we are. It's a mixed emotion because had they not got we all know. I think we all know this shit was fixed. I think Luka getting traded to the Lakers was fixed, and I think us getting the number 1 draft pick was fixed. But you know what? All this does is just bring back a new sense of, it kind of it copes. I don't want to say it helps. It copes for the moment. So I want to say I want to say, even though people that are upset with the Mavericks, I think they still, getting Cooper Flagg, even though they're still attached to Luka, I don't think they look at Cooper Flagg in that type of light. And I don't think they even want to do him like, I wouldn't do him like that. And I'm telling a lot of Maverick fans, bro, don't do that. And I think a lot of the Maverick fans are actually, somewhat smart. I don't think a lot of them see that, but it's just, okay, you have a team around you where you can grow into this. And I think that's something that is the more exciting part to look for the Cooper Flagg era, that he does kind of have a team around him where, okay, you're not on a bad team. You can do some things. So I see where it can kind of go. He said there are now a lot of Mavs fans here in New England because of Cooper Flagg. Luka was he was the brand. He was the Mavericks brand. You know what I'm saying? And for them to stumble up on something like this, bro, yeah, they hit a gold mine. If the Mavericks didn't get Cooper, the field is 1,000%. And I agree. As much as I still ride with the Mavericks, and I would have still rolled with the Mavericks had they not got Cooper Flagg. I ain't gonna lie, my attitude would have been way different. Way different. When I saw them in the top 4, when I saw Rolando Blackman sitting up there in the top 4, I was like, wait a minute. Shit, okay, now you can trade this. I started thinking about more trade ideas. Never did I think they was going to actually get the goddamn number 1 pick. Never that. Cooper saved interest from the French. Bruh. I'm glad he did, because I kind of had reservations about going to Maverick games just because I be so into the moment, bro. And like I said, at first, I didn't like the fire Nico Chan, but then at the same time, I was like, bro, you know what? Let's just play ball. After a while, I got over it. I was like, bro, if y'all going to be that way, there's nothing to really say about it. You feel the way you feel. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But then you started seeing a lot of the extra tension. You start seeing Plex, which, in the DFW, Plex is basically beef. It's an old school term we call beef. We call it Plex. You got Maverick fans plexing on each other. Ain't nobody about to do nothing to Nico. Everybody fighting amongst each other about the Luka trade. And that's kind of where I'm like, yo, let's not present a toxic atmosphere. That's kind of where I'm at. Let's try not to make this toxic for Cooper Flag. Now, people are grown. You pay your ticket. You pay your money. You do what you do until you get put out. You know what I'm saying? You do what you do to you. Because I've had my own problems in the American Airlines Center. This was before Luka trade. Like, they got mad at me trying to say that I'm too rowdy. I ain't cussing nobody out. I ain't doing that. I'm just hyping my team up. And that's too rowdy. Bro, y'all got to get a hold of yourselves. You got to get a hold of yourselves. Bro, around the city, don't you feel like the lack of vibes for the Mavs, the city feels so different these days, even with Flag is I actually do. The only problem with that is if you're a person like me and you go by the seasons of everybody in the DFW, the Rangers were a big disappointment. The Dallas Wings were even more of a disappointment. And looking at the Dallas Cowboys right now, they're about a disappointment, you can say, for right now. They're a disappointment. So what does that leave you if you're in the DFW? You know what I'm saying? The Dallas Stars, you probably heard me say a good couple times. I could say probably since before COVID happened or since COVID happened, the Dallas Stars, now the Rangers did win a chip, but the Dallas Stars been really the most consistent team in the DFW. So that's kind of how you got to play it. They just got to get over the hump. Mavericks, long as Nico there, you know, a lot of us feel about Jerry being the GM the same way. Long as Nico there, bro, it ain't never going to be peace. It ain't never going to be peace. And to me, it's sad because I think them players, they played their ass off last year. They didn't even need to. They could have got the number one pick had they just not played hard. And you know what I'm saying? Mailed it in. They could have got the number one pick that way. But they played hard and played into the play-in. So can't do nothing with it. Can't do nothing with it. Can't do nothing with it. He said never. The Mavs fans would come back 100% soon as Nico's gone. And I understand that. That's kind of where I'm like, you know, as long as Nico there, it's always gonna be a distaste as a Maverick fan. That's just how it is. Fair or unfair. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's kind of like with Dak Prescott. It's a give or take side. Dak Prescott is not worth $60 million a year. I know this, but for y'all to sit up here and say it's all his fault. Come on, man. You just upset, man. And you kind of hating. What a difference a few years, man. Feel like just yesterday, bro, we did your podcast. We did a show on your show about that. Mavs and Celtics. You know, Kyrie not getting the win in Boston. You know, I was going back and forth. And I was going back and forth with you about, like, you know, the disdain y'all have for Kyrie is worse for Mavs fans with Luka. Now, like I say, you in Boston, you know how it is against Kyrie. You know how it is. The way y'all feel about Kyrie, add times 10. Add times 10 with Nico. And that's the Mavs fans. That's really how it is, bro. It's really how it is. So they ain't cutting him no slack, bro. They ain't cutting him no slack. And I don't blame him. Trading Luka was dumb anyway, but I think what made it worse was, bro, you said he was out of shape and you trashed the man out. You did some snake shit and you trashed him. You slimed him and trashed him out at the same time. That's not cool, bro. You can't really double back on nothing like that. You can't. You really can't. You can't. Man, it's almost 11 o'clock. I got to get up early in the morning. But like I said, I will be going live tomorrow, and we'll be basically break down Cowboys and Packers while I feel, look, you know, Cowboys even might lose. But I think, look, it's only week 3. Everybody got flaws right now. Everybody got some type of flaws right now. Even if you're undefeated, if you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, yeah, they undefeated, but you're like, and it's not even me not liking the Eagles. It's just like, So it's week 3. The coaching staff is going to be put up to the test to practice what they preach. Is the culture different? And that's what we're going to find out. And we're going to break that down more tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We'll bring Pro Football Focus out and the NFL Pro out. So let's go ahead and basically end this show. Like I said, I want to give a shout out to everybody who joined the chat. And like I said, we had 3K subscribers. We're trying to shoot for 3,500 by the end of the year. We're trying to hit that 1 million view mark as well. I think this football season mixed in with some Maverick season this year for sure can get that there. So that's my goal, to try to get to 3,500 subscribers by the end of this year and try to get to 1 million views as well. Patty the Pirate, man, I want to appreciate your super chat again. I want to appreciate TGK jumping in here as well. Like I said, if y'all haven't checked out my boy's channel, he's starting to do a lot of lifestyle stuff, but I think he's getting ready for basketball season to shape up. He does a lot of Luka content. So for all my Mavs fans that want to stay connected with Luka like that, bro, he's going to break down and he's going to really keep up tabs for sure. I can't keep tabs with him because I only really watch the Mavericks. I don't even watch all of basketball, but I'm going to watch the Mavericks. Rangers, same way. Like, it'll be postseason baseball. I don't care if the Rangers ain't in it. Now, football is the only sport I can watch everybody. That's the only sport. But with hockey going on too, I'll be paying attention to the stars as well. So if you want to keep up with Luka, man, TGK, man, he is in there. He is in there, bro. Y'all make sure y'all check him out at all times, man. Subscribe to his channel, man. Give him a like button. Follow him on Twitter as well at TGK as well. So do that, man. So support all your people who doing content and they do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Come up out the mud and do it the right way. A lot of this stuff we learn from other people just by watching them, but a lot of this stuff we be self-taught. So, man, it's about all of us coming together, man, because it's a lot of, evil up in this world. And y'all know how I always in my show. It's always about that. Yeah, we almost at a meal, bro. We almost at a meal. We chasing about a meal. We about outside, 200,000 more views to get that. And like I said, we just hit 3K subscribers. So now I want to try to get 500 more subscribers. So it's going up, man. We done really caught a little rhythm here since the start of August, man. We really been trying to put in the grind, going places, hitting up these spots, and we're just trying to do it right. So we're going to do it right. And like I said, man, a collab show should be coming. I guess I don't know how you'll do the Mavs. I know you do Luka, but probably sometime when the Mavs come around, you know what I'm saying, holla at me or something like that. We'll try to do something for sure. For sure. We'll do that for sure. Man, been a good time. Almost about 2 hours up on the stream, man. Like I said, to the next time tomorrow, like I said, 9 o'clock. Did I just see what I just brought back? Midnight Madness, you brought that back? I knew you come around. But at the same time, bro, you created something that went hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is where it's that competitor in you. That competitor in you needs to be like, bro, I built this shit, me, brick by brick, and I'll be damned if I tear it down just because another motherfucker traded somebody that now, this somebody that tell me you're that somebody, because I ain't just somebody, baby. Luka ain't just somebody, but I get you. Oh, okay, so I for sure be checking into your channel then. But till the next time, man, y'all sleep tight, man. Y'all sleep tight. What'd he say? It was hard to let go. Bro, you built that shit, bro. Keep going. Keep going, bro. Keep going. Keep going. That's where I'm trying to be at, man. I'm just trying to keep going. It's about consistency and just keep paving the pavement. That's what we going to do, bro. That's what we going to do. Now, with all this hate up in the world, man, I just want to, y'all know how I end my show every time, man. I just want to give y'all the slogan, man. A lot of people say, why you got outlaw on your arm? But I always give my acronym for outlaw is basically only understanding that love always wins. So, y'all know what I want to say, man. Make sure y'all do everything with love because love always wins. And those acronyms means law. That's the law. love always wins. That's lost. So we got to have a little bit more love up in this place, man, because if not, bro, all this is going to be for naught. So, take care of your mentals, take care of your chickens, in the words of my man Marshawn Lynch. Man, y'all had a great hump day. Finished the week off strong. Y'all got a couple more days. Some people got to work overtime, man. Hey, know what you do it for. Be self-driven. Get yourself up, because it takes you to get you where you need to go to. And I'm right behind you, man. For all my people that's grinding in any way possible, especially on the positive route, man. Big salute. I'll catch y'all to the next time, man.
Self-made independent hoe, I'm all about my businesses. I consistently continue to bring energy and on that keep it popping like I'm full of electricity. Try to hold me out, I wish you would have the audacity. Take a rap laxative, now I'm shitting on the industry. Self-made not a title, cause it's my identity, and wear it on my skin like it's a part of my ethnicity. Mary keep on blowing like instruments in the symphony. That keep a player buzzing like Twitter when you mention me. Being 100's a everyday living tendency, and ain't faced by hating, it makes me increase my intensity.